just say into the okay. Hi, I'm Tom Elderfield.
So Tom, why magic? Not what got you into magic, but why are you like in this industry? Why do you love this so much?
Okay, good question. I guess at the start, the reason why magic was probably attention seeking. Like, I always enjoyed performing when I was younger, and magic, when I first did it at school, I noticed people actually were interested in what I was doing and wanted to see it. So that's probably why I did it when I was younger. Why now? I would say it's more the people. Like, I've got to meet so many great magicians who also have like this really strong passion, and they're just fun to hang out with. Like, even like magic aside, they're all just really nice people. I just enjoy it. I really do. And that's probably why I just haven't stopped. It's more the people around me, and it's great support as well. It's a really supporting community. So
it's like a sort of like this is your social life as well as your friendship.
Yeah,
family.
yeah. Oh, I mean, I've got non-magic friends as well. I'm not completely locked in magic, but yeah, it's very much more the social aspect to it as well as the tricks themselves. Of course, I still do absolutely love just watching magic and creating stupid stuff. It's good fun.
What common mistakes do you see all the time? And maybe these are mistakes that are not always pointed out. What things you see that you think, if everybody changed this, magic would be a better place?
So these mistakes that I make myself.
So what
as well.
do you see other people doing?
Oh. Right. Yeah. So I see other people doing this a lot, and I do it myself as well. But sometimes, like, when you have like your own idea, like I really want to get it out there, and I'm saying this because I do it and other people do it, and so you rush it out. And I love doing tricks on Instagram, and I really want to show people like the idea as well. And sometimes I just put it out there, and it doesn't come across the best it could. Like, I've rushed making something, or I've done a performance 3 times. I'm like, oh, that take will do. Like, you should never do that. You should do it 20 times until you get that like mince take, so it looks like real magic. And sometimes I like see videos where you can tell it's like they've just bought this trick, they've just got it from Ellusionist, and they've just done it first time. They're like, yep, let's put it out there. I want people to see it. It's like, no, just absorb it for a second, like play around with it a bit, get a bit better at it, and then it's gonna make it like 100 times better.
So
put it out there.
You could say at the same time as doing take after take, that's almost like practicing.
Yeah, like
for a reason.
Oh, 100%. Like, there's oh yeah, like I film like a lot of my Instagram stuffs with Oliver Smith, and we would literally spend a day, and I mean like a whole day, take after take after take, because we go from just an initial idea, so we haven't had a chance to practice. We've just gone, right, here's an idea, let's try it. And so that's not practice, that's just the idea. But each take, and we do film each time just in case we get something like a miracle happen, right? But each take is practice, and you can see it just get better and better and better. So you should never like settle for okay. And I do it at times, like, because sometimes I feel rushed and it's really bad. I look back at it and I get annoyed with myself. I'm like, oh, like there's so many little things I could add to make it so much better. So I think, yeah, it's each take you should consider as a practice. Like,
well, in the world of social media now, like where Max Malini would say, you know, practice, and other people would, everybody's, you know, it's the first thing you read in the book. The first rule to learn is practice.
Yeah.
But now it's not practice for your audience. It's also practice for video. You see.
Yeah. Well, yeah. People have seen the stuff I do is very much video, but I love doing like online videos. Watch the corner, okay? On top of the glass. Go straight through like that. And go straight back onto the card. But yeah, like you say, I sort of lost myself there in what I was saying. It was practice, like for video. You don't always have to just upload it. That's what I'm thinking in my head. Like, a lot of you like to go out and perform for real people, and that is the best way to watch it back. And
one of my later questions will lead to why not just putting the video online. But I'll come back to that because I want to speak briefly about this. It's something I'm interested in.
Okay.
And there's another theory in it. Do you want your audience to really believe in magic, or do you just want them to be entertained?
Okay, that's okay. So that's a really interesting question. From the fact that when I first did it, the way I wanted to present, the way I get seen and stuff, like I was doing tricks like in everyday locations, like in coffee shops, and then like just out on the street by a bank, and I wanted to look like that I'm just like this kid who goes to school, and when we're out, I just pass my phone to my mate and say, film this, I've just gonna do this thing. And so I wanted them to think that I just had this ability to just make magic on the spot, like have this weird like power, in a way a power, but not. I don't want to be a superhero in any way. That's not the image I want to present. However, now I do want to sort of show off the fact that I feel like I do spend more time behind it, if that makes sense. So I've actually, on my Instagram, hopefully this presents that, I deleted all my stuff. And what I'm doing, I'm re-putting it up, but I'm adding like this image that basically shows my creative side behind it. The fact that I do write these notes down, I do have these thoughts of what I want to create before I do it. And so I feel the reason I do that is that it shows that there's a lot more work that goes into it than how I perceived it to be. Like, I think that was it's a cool image to show that you could just do magic like straight away. However, I'm wanting to show that I'm actually working for it now.
No, yeah. So you want people to, when they, before they even see it, they're already saying, okay, this guy's spent time in it. So exactly. we should give him some time.
Exactly.
To appreciate.
Exactly, and that's what I want people to see now. Yeah, like I want them to see that.
That's a great answer, because I mean I go through phases the same. I want people to believe, and then sometimes I think, oh, this guy's, I can see it in his eyes. He's not going to just take it at face value. So maybe he should, I love your way of thinking about that, and it works for you because your social media has taken off. And that, what's your Instagram handle?
Oh yeah, Instagram is at Tom Elderfield.
At Tom Elderfield. So how do you approach, specifically you? How do you approach creative magic?
Oh man, the amount of actually really creative people out there that get asked this question, and I watch all these videos to try and work it out, and I always get scared that someone may ask me that question, and I don't fully know the answer, but I think the best way that I've ever made something that I'm actually really happy with is I would concentrate specifically on one object. I feel like it's really hard these days because there's so many like history of magic, like there's some absolute legends in the past who've made, well, we all know, like insane stuff, so it's very hard to create these days. Well, I say that, you can always like take old ideas, adapt it in ways. And so the best way that I've found is I would take a more modern object. So a lot of the tricks that you see me have done are with like phones, iPads, headphones, chewing gum, like stuff that you wouldn't see in the past. And what I would do, I would literally buy a load of it. So when it came to headphones, ripcord for example, me and Ollie, and this is no understatement, we bought about 50 pairs of like headphones, all in a bulk load. I took a photo of it when it first arrived and just laid them all on the floor. And what I'd do, I'll go through each one and I'll just think, what could be cool with this one? And I'll cut it up, give it a go. It may be a fail. If it is, throw it away. But it may lead on to something else. And that's what I'd do. So just, my way would just be getting a bulk of one object, and just focusing on one thing and then taking that object as far as I can.
Practically surround yourself with it and absorb yourself.
100%. Yeah. I like to handle it. Like I find it.
Oh wow.
Like I like. So in fact, even if I had a trick idea in my head, what I'd do, I'll go on Google and I'd have to look at the object and actually visualize it in my head. Like I find the people that just come up with ideas impressive. Like bam. This is why I find sleight of hand people that create tricks like that like really impressive, from the fact that I feel like although you've got the cards in your hands, it's like an invisible move. Whereas like when I'm looking at an object, I can literally see it coming to life. This is getting
sort of
very
like sort of like when it was like those Fast and the Furious films, and the intro of the movie is like going through the engine, and you can see
right. Yes, yeah, like,
right. Like it's like envision it.
So you're visualizing it. That is exactly it. Like you're like, I'm looking at the object and then I'm seeing it come to life with that's where I take it apart. That's where I'll put that thing in there and I'll twist that round. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the sort of thing. So when I was holding headphones to my head, hands, put them in my ears, like holding them out, that's when you start to think.
I think there's going to be 1,000 people, magicians, watching this right now, probably more. And they're about to go and put Apple headphones out of business.
Yes.
Or whatever.
Apple will be like, wow, a lot of purchases here. What's going on?
1,000 pairs of headphones that are all going to be depleted. So AirPods next.
AirPods next, exactly. Yeah.
If right now today someone said to you, you know, maybe something happened that you couldn't do it, or you were not allowed to do it.
If I just had to stop right now, like
right now, not what would you be doing instead of starting a magic? Right now, today, you would think you could draw a clean line in the sand. Where would it go?
So I'm very much, I love interacting with people. So by that, I mean I would love to be an actor. Oh, I would love that dream. However, I feel the best job for me would be along the lines of, I wouldn't mind just being like a waiter. That way I get to interact with my people. Do you know what I mean? Like every day you're getting new people in, and in a way you're doing like a little show for them, like presenting the food. Like it annoys me when I go to a restaurant and I see people, these waiters that don't enjoy their job. Like I'm like, cheer up, like you're meeting new people every day. So I think that's what I've got. I've start along those lines, like start waitering, and then I love, you know, when you go to activity centre and like you have a kayak teacher.
Yeah.
I love to be that, like getting new groups of people and just having a laugh. Like as long as I would love to just interact with people.
I've been thinking about this question, you know, as I'm writing them, what would I be doing? And I've always said that if I wasn't doing that, I'd do a coffee shop.
Yeah.
But I didn't think about activities. That would be really good fun.
Oh, I recently came back from Australia with my mate Harry, and we did like these activities. We did whitewater rafting, and the instructor guy was hilarious. Like he was good fun. He actually made it. In a way, it's a show. Like he's performing it,
Yeah,
and
of course.
we're enjoying it. And I was there. I was just like, I'd love to do that. I'd love to just teach these guys what to do, but then also just have like some fun with it.
Do you know what's interesting is that you've even thought about that, because the amount of people that I know that I think would be great at doing that job that haven't even considered doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
There's so many good persons that don't like go out and interact with
They don't
people.
use their potentials for ability. We see interviews all the time. We watch magic, we read magic, we eat, sleep, breathe magic, and everyone these days wants to be some sort of guru. Everyone wants to. Most people want to try and find a way to get out and speak and talk about their own magic. And there's a lot of advice given. A lot of advice. Right now, if you started reading the first bit of advice you could find on magic to the end, you'd probably die before you got through every piece ever written or spoken.
Yeah.
So what I want to ask is, what advice shouldn't you take? What a piece of advice that you've seen? Don't name names if you don't want to, but what a piece
If
of
you don't want
advice?
to.
If you don't want to name names, yeah, it's up to you. What advice wouldn't you take that you've seen being banned for?
Anyone that's like 19 or under, don't listen to them. I'm joking, because I'm 19. It's a joke. It wasn't funny. But I couldn't say what. I think saying advice that you wouldn't take, I think that's. It's not like that you wouldn't take it, but maybe learn from it. Because I don't think there's any advice you shouldn't take. The amount of like, you know, when you go to those lectures and you get a bit bored in them, and what happens is the magic may be great, right? Utterly amazing, but the lecturer themselves could be really boring. So from that, it's not that you're not taking advice from them. What I'm learning from them is that, right, that's how I wouldn't want to present a lecture if I was to ever do one, and that is a great, like, do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't say like don't take advice, just always learn from it. Because it's really hard.
It's a tricky question. I'm asking this, you know, specifically.
It's hard to say like what it's, because everyone says different things. I mean, there's always going to be people like contrasting what their opinion is. Like,
yeah,
I think the best way is just to take everything on board and learn for yourself. I don't think you should not listen to anyone.
Yeah.
Everyone has the right to have their own opinion, and no one's perfect.
There's a piece of advice for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
That will fit you in some
Even
way.
if it's the person that you absolutely hate and they're saying something completely against what you believe, there's probably like it's his opinion. Like he's not wrong. Like well, he may be wrong. I mean,
Your
never know.
opinion, but you're wrong.
But exactly. But there's always something to take from it. Like, I wouldn't say don't like take advice from certain things or certain people or certain subjects that they're talking about, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know. And I think to have that attitude allows you to broaden your ability to learn.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
That's great. So that was a dark question, kind of tricky.
I
think some people are going to answer that with some advice they feel is bad. I mean, I'm not sure what I would answer it as.
Yeah.
But I was interested in your thoughts because that was different to what I was thinking initially. But I'm actually
You're
stealing your idea.
challenging me. I get it. It's cool.
That's
cool.
I'm trying to get your comfort zone.
That's
what
cool.
we do at Ellusionist.
I'm very confident.
You got 2 tattoos and a leather jacket away from walking down a staircase.
Yeah, where's my little thing there?
We'll speak to someone. Okay, last question, nice and easy. This is talk to everyone at home.
Right.
Kind of just say, what has magic done for you? What are you currently like working on right now? And you know, there's kids out there that want to do magic but don't know what magic could lead them, what life magic could lead them to. I've seen it. I spoke to kids who go, "Oh, it's not a real job." So yeah, no problem. It happens, right?
It is such a real job. It's amazing.
I'll help you start it off. Where did you got back from?
Oh, okay. So I've just come back from Australia with Harry de Cruz and with the Dynamo tour. We went out there. We toured around there, and it was the most amazing experience of my life. The most amazing sights, sounds, and people.
What did you do?
We went over there and Dynamo took his tour out there, his Seeing is Believing tour, which if you haven't seen it yet, hopefully it'll come to a place near you soon. It is
incredible.
It's great. It's great fun, and his stage presence has just gone through. He's turned from like amazing. It's incredible to watch.
I went to see the show with my girlfriend, and she's got that girlfriend blocker now where magic doesn't really affect her.
Right.
Took her. She walked out. We went for food after, and she came away from it. and it was the first time in so long where she was asking me how tricks were done, and
Yeah.
but like with real amazement, you know, like how did he travel from there? You know, like real excitement.
So what's great is that as I'm so grateful and fortunate to have been able to watch that show over 100 times now, and he's of course been put through every single circumstance you can imagine, and he is really world class, like ultimately, and there's so much that I've learned from him. It's incredible. So like places that it takes you is like around the world. I mean, it does it for you as well with Ellusionist. I mean, like
Yeah.
you are living that rock star life, man. Like
No.
I see you like traveling on from a flight to Berlin to film
No,
Ping.
no,
that
let's not talk about me.
No,
But
it's
maybe
amazing.
like what magic? So what would you say about you then? Is that magic's taking you around the world?
Yeah.
Friends, family, income. You know,
Yeah.
yourself.
Oh yeah, of course. So like, so yeah, the fact that it isn't a real job, of course it's given me a salary to live off. It's, you know, so I can like of course buy my own food, pay my own rent, buy my own clothes. Yes, I pay rent to my mum. I'm still living there.
But here's one thing though, it is a job, and people who don't think that it's a job, and their parents go, "Oh, it's not a real job." I think you can especially attest to the fact that this is hard work.
Well, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
You learn, but to have respect for people's work.
Of course. And do you know what? I think when you say you want to do magic, people just see a guy who's on stage, but it expands so much further. That's what people. That's the problem with like I think parents when you first say you want to do magic. I mean, my parents already had one very successful child who's got his degree. My brother, he's sorted, and so I think that's why they're a lot more okay with me just giving it a go, you know. And it's worked out really well for me. And I think it's because they started to realise that it's not just magic isn't just a person performing on stage. That could be you, but there's also, of course, these guys who do their walk around gigs like monthly. And then there's all these people that are behind the sets, and it's not just for magicians. Like, if you look at people like, if you look at Paul Keeve, who's insane, he's working on all those like massive Broadway shows, West End shows, not with magicians, but with these actors. But he's making magic for these shows, which are just, it's amazing. It's like, it's broadened so much further than you'd think. And like, of course, there's like behind the scenes on TV shows, not just magic shows, but there's loads. Magic is needed everywhere. Like, you'd be surprised how many people want magic in their lives and they just don't know where to find it. So I feel like when people say magic isn't a real job, they're very limited in their knowledge of how far magic goes. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And so magic, you'd say, if you take it all back 10 years,
Yeah.
start again, would you take on magic?
Oh, 100%. This has been like the best of my life. I've honestly like enjoyed every moment. The people are amazing. Like, I've been very lucky that I've gotten with a fantastic crowd of people. I like, honestly, and we're here at the session right now. I love it. Like, amazing people, super nice, super creative, and just it's clear that everyone just wants to have like a laugh, fun. Don't take themselves too seriously. And then, of course, I've got to travel around. I just wouldn't take it back. So happy.
Perfect.
Loving it.
Tom Elderfield,
Yes.
you are a rock star, my friend.
So are you, Lloyd.
Even without the tattoos.
One day, what shall I get?
Um,
Hopefully my mum doesn't watch this because she would actually go ape at me.
get I love mum. Just to
I love
say
mum.
thank you.
You can't get angry because it says I love you.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a smart
Excellent.
one. Smart
Okay,
one.
thank you very
All
much, Tom Elderfield in the building. Boom.
Yes.